What's up, everybody? Wolf from Walmart. We're back. We're back, baby, again.
Not a bad fish right there, guys.
Oh, no.
Out here catching Folsom bass right now, dude. Woo, he's a little chunker. What up, what up, what up? What up, everybody? Tis I, the host of The Whole Angler, Dave Erkey, Wolf Walmart, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner because I'm round in the middle. Point being is, thank you for coming back and listening to yet another episode of this wonderful podcast that I love doing. It is very early in the morning for me this season. I hope you guys really enjoy this. We did change the date. Yes, just in case you guys have not noticed, we're back. We're not back. We are on Mondays now. We were on Wednesdays and we've moved to Mondays. I'm trying not to overlap other shows to let everybody get their shine. Not that I take away from their shine. I just don't want to be like paling in the shadow of a giant. You know what I'm saying? So all respect to everybody else out there. Like, thank you for listening, especially last week with the little extra show that we did with the Dark Horse boys over there at the Kayak Adventure Series. Again, that Tallahassee event was awesome. I don't know if you guys get a chance to check it out. They do their awards ceremony Saturday live on YouTube, and it is it's awesome. Like I just got a notification on my phone and I looked at it and boom, like there was just a live awards ceremony. I was like, oh, this is super fun. And I got to see my buddy Zach in the hot seat, which is, you know, I'm always texting him, busting his balls because that's my buddy. But this week's going to be a little different. We're getting back to the regular show. First and foremost, thank you, Element, for all these wonderful electrolytes, because you are keeping me alive right now because the death has hit my house. We are all, I'm a walking zombie and everybody else is just laid out. So thank you, Element, and Dayquil, who's not a sponsor of this show because I'm, you know, the pinnacle of health and I slug Dayquil all day. Other than that, I'd like to thank these guys right here.
What up, dudes and dudettes? I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice by now, but you're going to hear it for a little bit longer because this is a shout out to the sponsor of this show, Kayak City. Kayak City has been taking care of me ever since I started getting into a boat and paddling around in the water trying to catch some fish. And when I tell you it is Kayak City, it is literally like a city of kayaks. They have Bonafide, Eddy Line, Feel Free, Hobie, Jackson, Native, New Canoe, Old Town, Wilderness Systems, and so many used kayaks. I stopped trying to count them a long time ago. If you guys are looking for accessories, they have walls and walls and walls of accessories. They have one wall dedicated specifically to Yak Attack, and it is a massive wall. Kayak City is your #1 Yak Attack dealer here in Northern California. If you want to know where it is, stop by at 7812 Auburn Boulevard, Citrus Heights, CA. Roll through, say what up to James, Troy, Eric, Scott. Tell them Dave says what's up and tell them I sent you there. Thanks for listening.
All right, guys, and you know what it is. This is the Whole Angler podcast. So we talk about the angler. We're not necessarily into the accolades. Sure, we will get into accolades of people, but that's not the point of this show. The point of this show is to get to know the guests a little bit more, to get to know these people that we see basically either in our everyday lives or we tune in to listen to. It's more of a background, like let's find out how you got to where you are, dude. And this guy's really interesting to me. I've heard his name for 4 or 5 years. And I was just like, oh, yeah, sounds cool. And then I asked my buddy, I'm like, hey, do you know this guy pretty good? He's like, yeah, I'm all, dude, I kind of want to get him on the show. I want to know more about him. He's like, oh, he'd be perfect. So without any further ado, I bring to you Sir Wild Bill.
What's up, dude? We're in no danger of speaking of accolades anyway. So.
Dude, say just some guy in his garage, dude. You know what I'm saying?
This is very professional, by the way. I was watching it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm on a real show now.
No, absolutely not. I've been on real shows, dude. I'm telling you, they send you like an outline of like, hey, we think that these points would be good to talk about. And I'm all, did you chat GPT me or something? I don't get this. Like, there's zero information on here because I've done nothing, you know. But yeah, dude.
Oh,
so
thanks for having me on, dude.
Thanks for doing it, bro. So
absolutely,
I do like little to zero background checks on people. Like, I don't look up anything about them. I just want to know, like, this conversation between you and me, like, we've never really talked too much. Correct. Like little chats here and there, but yeah, this is basically we get to know each other this way, and it's going to be fun. Well, everybody gets to know you and just listen to my annoyingly monotone voice. So,
How good is that Element, by the way? Those Element is the best.
dude, fire. Do you want some?
Yeah, I got a bunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah.
I use it all the time.
Yeah, dude, I love this stuff,
Yeah.
man. I'm not a fan of their bubbly. I'm not. They
No.
make like that carbonated, like the seltzer water or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but I will make my own with them. Like my wife was like, "Oh, we're making like whatever the fake drinks are, you know, the fake martinis or whatever." Anyways, and she's like, "Oh," and she's putting Element in them, and they're bubbly, and she's like, "Oh, these are so delicious." I'm like,
"Oh, that's what you're saying." Yeah.
Oh, this is so lame. And then I tried one. I'm like, these are kind of delicious. So I like took one and went out in the back and just drank it by myself. I'm like, you'll see me drinking it. It was good though. I don't know what's your flavor palette on Element? Are you like a specific flavor guy, or do you just?
No, I had a pack of just a whole bunch of the different mixes, and I originally tried it when I was training for an ultra marathon, and I started doing it, and I was like, this stuff is great. It's so good. So now I mix it in just randomly here, but I like the lemon one, but yeah.
The new lemon one's good. I take a little bit of the raspberry, like a quarter of the raspberry and 3/4 lemon, and I make raspberry lemonade, and that's what I got right here. It's
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's bomb. Sounds like super like hey, but it's I've been drinking for a while, so it works out good. So, dude, how do I hear your name? Like, do you want to explain how you're famous? I'm just kidding.
Infamous. Yeah, sure. I've been fishing forever since I was a little kid, and I didn't do much social media stuff really. Never, just besides like, friends with friends and family and stuff like that. But I'd say in 2019, I was hanging out with a buddy, Andrew Tomer, Reeling in Life on Instagram, and we were talking fishing. I had just met him, and like my buddy Ken, who's the other guy from Hooks at Hoodlums, Ken was like, "Oh, you should meet Andrew. He's like, he's big into fishing like you." And in my head, and I tell the story sometimes where I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man," because people say that, but unless you're like a sick, addicted freak to fishing, you're not into fishing like me. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah, sure."
Yeah, you should meet my husband. He likes cars too.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was expecting. And then, he was like all in. He's just like, we were very similar, addicts to this lifestyle, fishing and getting out. And eventually we turned it into, a group chat. We called it Hooks at Hoodlums, Ken, Andrew, and I. And then, as a gag, we ended up having a couple of hoodies made, but the name stood out. I said, dude, a couple people asking me what Hooks at Hoodlums is. It's so weird. Every time I wear this shirt, people ask me. He's like, "Oh, me too." So we ended up bumping like 50 shirts out, sold them right away. And then, the rest was history. We kind of took our nonsense that we do out on the water, which, like your intro, I love your intro because, it's not just like, here's a giant fish. It's like you're hooking the rods behind you. And, and anybody who's out there knows this is a disaster every time we're out there. So like, we kind of turned that into like, dude, I think if people see this, it'd be fun, So we started the social media thing, and kind of been doing that ever since. I stepped away a few times from social media because it could be like a little bit like a chore.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. We're Hooks at Hoodlums. We started this clothing apparel thing or this apparel company, and it kind of snowballed into this whole like a gang, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys are a clique. Like you're a whole ass vibe. Like
it's a different lifestyle for sure.
Dude, I love it. No, I'm here for it. And that's what, like, I was like, okay, because the term hook set actually has like, I hate to sound like super old or whatever, but the term hook set actually has like some sort of edge. So when you add hoodlums on the end, you're like, all right, cool. And like how I grew up, like knucklehead, like OG knucklehead, but I'm like LA knucklehead. You guys are like in the dirty, like it's cold, it's mean, like you guys are born like steel, out there in the East Coast, Northeast.
A lot of angry people.
Yeah. It's happy clothes for angry people. How's that sound?
Yeah.
So when I heard the term, I was like, oh, like that's legit. Like I can get down with that. I got a couple pieces and I was like pretty excited about it. And I'd hear about you on Jigs and Bigs, like Bobby and them, they'd be talking about you guys or Alex and Paul over at
yeah.
So they were
Yeah.
always talking about it, and I was always like, okay, dude, I'm feeling this stuff. I'm feeling this stuff. And then that's how I started hearing you guys on their shows, and then I would listen more. And now you guys got the Hoodlum cast is back. Like it's a back
Yeah.
thing. Like I didn't hear it the first time, so like I'm really excited. Like I
Oh,
tune in
yeah.
on the YouTube. It's fun, dude.
We took them off. I took them off a couple years ago because you know, it's this like you said, it's not like we're coming in to talk about it. There's no script. So it's you know, sometimes like 3 of us or 4 of us, and then sometimes there's 9 of us, and then there's, you know, whatever people are doing in their life, and they're just jumping online. So they're, you know, they're drinking, they're doing whatever they do, and sometimes it's like, okay, you go back, you go, we should probably take this one down. It's been up for long enough. The people who've seen it are going to see it. The people who are looking for something could find it. Let's take it down. But yeah, so we're a little bit more, or I'm a little bit more aware now of, you know, this day and age of like what I'm putting up. But but you know, we joke around about like real people with like real sponsorships and stuff, and like, hey, dude, just so you know, we have this reputation of these insane shows, but you know, it's not as bad as we say, and you'll never be put in a position where we wouldn't take something down, or like, you know, because I'm aware like the people that we associate with now, this game has elevated so much that people have like real backings and sponsorships and all that. So we have a lot of fun, but it's not you know, the criminal element's not there, I don't think.
No, dude. It's like it's so fun. Like I attribute it to if I was ever to get on like a group FaceTime with my homies, like that's
Yes.
exactly what it would be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we're like I'm 43. I'm not like a spring chicken. I'm not even a summer
Same.
chicken.
I'm about
like
to be
I'm
40. I'm the same boat.
yeah, I'm an old rooster at this point. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk to my buddies, if we want to see each other, it's FaceTime because we all have families and work, and we just never get to hang out no more. So I attribute the whole conversation to like just your buddies getting together, like hanging out, having a good time, you know, and somebody brings the wild object or something to where it's like a good talking piece. Like,
yeah,
it's always something fun.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's like if you guys know Lockwood Fishing out in Maryland, he's like, it's cathartic, you know, because when do you get to meet up with we're all adults, we have lives and jobs or whatever, and you're not hanging out with your buddies every day, you know, that those days, you know, it don't happen. So this allows it to happen, and we catch up and we talk about what we're doing, and it's, you know, usually we'll eventually talk about fishing. But
dude, yeah, I attribute it to that Sunday beer. You know what I'm saying? Like after the week's done, and if you lived in a neighborhood with your guys and stuff like that, you sit down, you have your beer on Sunday. Lawns are all mowed. Everybody's just all this shit's done, and now it's just time to kick it and like vibe out before the grind on Monday. I love it.
Literally why we drop them on Sunday nights. We're like, all right, it's time to chill before the week gets going. Now you can, you know, if you want to watch, all right, little bit of lap, put some headphones in if you got kids. But yeah,
100%. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
just put in an AirPod and or you know, whatever earpiece you got, and grab a beer and sit down and enjoy the Hoodlum cast. I suggest it. It is a vibe. It is fun.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
it's entertaining as hell. I love it. Now I can't always do it because I have a newborn and a toddler.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So basically my life is crisis most of the time, but
yeah,
you didn't start out where you're at now. So let's go back to where you started. Like where and when were you born? Like how did Wild Bill become Wild Bill?
Yeah. So, you know, I'm from Connecticut. I was born in a little city in Connecticut, and, you know, my, fishing is a family thing. You know, my grandfather, when I was probably 3 or 4, my grandfather retired, and they got a place up in Maine, and it was on a lake. It's pretty far up north, and so early on we'd go up there, and I had already, like, you know, as a little kid been introduced to fishing, but going up to Maine, I was you know, me and my sister, we were raised by a single mother, so there's no you know, there's no money or summer camp or anything like that. So we would actually go to Maine for the summers and get dropped off with my grandparents and see you in a few months. And that was the best thing that could have ever happened, dude, because you know, I was just, you know, God bless the grandparents. They do what they can, but it's very easy to trick them. So I was just a lawless kid running around. I was like Tom Sawyer, man. I'm running around. I'm fishing. I'm taking the boats out. I'm doing just living a feral lifestyle. So yeah, fishing from an early age everything was centered around it though. So Maine is where I really, really lived the life. But yeah, New England kid all around.
All right, hell yeah, dude. Hey, you know what? I appreciate you saying that because a lot of people don't understand. Like my era, same. You're feral. Like they literally put you outside, and then you have to figure out how not to die until the street lights come on and it's dinner. You know, you're like, okay, cool, and you get into everything. You know, the best life lessons get learned out. Now, were you the older brother?
Yes.
Okay, so you're like, come on, girl, we gonna go do this, or you're like, later, chick, play with your Barbie.
It's a 4-year difference. So later on in life, there was some of that like togetherness. But no. And she would tell too. She's a rat from way back. So
she's the OG rat.
Yeah,
I love it.
She's like, Billy was smoking cigarettes. I'm like, oh, this kid's she's out of here, dude.
Yeah. You're ghost to me. You're dead. No, and that's the rate. Like that's a crazy range. So 4 years. So you learn your core life lessons from like 5 to 10, right? So only 2 years of that was she tagging along because she's not old enough to follow you until you're 8, right? So you're like, all right, dude, like don't tell, and then she goes home and rats you out. Like that's gnarly, dude. So in Maine, like what part of Maine, like Portland or like way further north?
Yeah, a couple hours north. Lincoln, Caribou. These are small towns. I mean, people know Lincoln, I guess, around here, but yeah, Caribou, which I mean, just nowhere, middle of nowhere. Caribou's like really, really woodsy. Where my great uncle lived was they were more of like you get your groceries or your food from the pantry, and then you're fishing for dinner, and they had there was my uncle's hunted, and there was meat in the freezer, and that's you kind of live off the land. And then where my grandparents lived, it was more of like a small town, but we're fishing for fun. But yeah, so I got to enjoy both parts of that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I only asked because I had some roommates for a long time, close buddies of mine. They were both from Maine, and so like they told me all about Maine life.
The greatest place in the world, man.
Yeah. And then now I hear that they have like a crazy fishing community. I'm like, I didn't get into fishing until 2020, to be honest. I'm like totally new to fishing. So
a lot of people did. That's great though.
Dude, my mother-in-law just gave me a rod and a reel for my birthday. And it's COVID. It's not like we can go do stuff. There's a creek by my house. I learned how to go fishing. It was fun. But the point being is
they filled your skate parks with sand. So
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that was such bullshit. Don't even get me started.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so when you say like grew up fishing, like I always like love hearing that like people learned as a small child and it was like something that you've just kind of been with your whole time. So when you got into school, like you're going into junior high school, you're learning socioeconomic scale, like who's cool, who's not, who am I gonna punch in the face, who's gonna, who am I not gonna punch in the face, like where did fishing fit into that? Was it like you just fished as like a pastime, or did it take a back seat? Were you like chicks and motorcycles? How'd that work?
So Bobby always talks on Jigs and Bigs. He'll always talk about like how he stepped away from fishing for so long. But I think that's everybody. Unless you're, I don't know, but I think everybody I know who's really big into fishing, who grew up fishing, it's such a constant or like a centered point. I think that you're able to, go find yourself as like, chasing girls or bonfires and running around and getting into trouble. And you could always come back to fishing. That doesn't go away. So like, I think school in the time, like, middle school and stuff like that, it doesn't have to be like what I'm doing after school. I was a knucklehead too, so I was riding around and BMXing and skating and doing, what comes with all that, and living a wild, middle schoolers and high schooler life. But the summers, and I've talked about this briefly before, but the summers where I would go to Maine, which I think I did until I got into high school pretty much, or maybe freshman year was the last time. It was like living two different lives though, because the lifestyle, and I couldn't wait for summer. I like literally school. I hate school anyway, but school is just a chore to get to summer. You know what I mean?
School's
and
your job.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I would step away from it and live a, whatever life kids live, and then get back to it whenever feasible.
Dude, I love that. So you had like this duality personality already. Like, I mean,
100%.
I don't want to like strike a hard chord or anything like that, but like you still probably, or did you have a male role model by the time you were in school, or were you just kind of, because you would go and have a male role model with your grandfather and stuff out fishing in Maine, like you had like a break from life, you got to be a totally different person, go out and be feral and fish and do whatever you want, and then you come back to like school and be like, all right, second personality, time to kick in. Like, how did that work for you? Was that like a hard switch, or?
Well, it's weird you say that because I'm big, you know, I'm a father and stuff like that, but to two kids, two girls. But I think no, I didn't really have any male role models. I did, like, in hindsight, you know, my grandfather, my uncle, but my grandfather's like an old school dude. You know, he was a retired cop, an Air Force guy, and he fished and hunted and stuff like that. But you know, there wasn't like in like the greatest dude in the world, like legitimately. But no, he wasn't like a nurturing, educating guy. And that's no disrespect to him, but like
No,
there wasn't a bunch of like, hey, come on, I'll show you how to do this. Or, you know, my grandmother is the one that got me into fishing. She teach me how to tie the knots, how to clean the fish, how we're cooking them, how you fillet them, how to look for what's, you know, an unhealthy fish, or if this one's got worms or whatever. And I learned a lot of that from my grandmother, actually.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Might be why I cry watching Undercover Jobs now. I'm a very emotional man.
hey, no, it's all good. Like my next question kind of dives into that, is like, I'm sorry, I really want to know stuff like this, like having minimal to no minimal male role models. How is that treating you in fatherhood? Is it like a guessing game, or are you kind of like, because I mean, there's really no like standard to be like, okay,
Well,
I mean, I'm sure you're like, girls, no rat. You don't rat. But other than that, you know, like,
I think
how's fatherhood for that?
I don't know. It's the best. I mean, it's the best thing. I think it's the most, you know, and I don't mean this in any chauvinistic way, because I'm a, you know, a big advocate for, like, you know, raising strong females and stuff like that. But I think, and I actually wrote this on one of your comments when you had with Lewis on there on your show. I think like the you could find a lot of problems that are in society that can trace back to the lack of fathers and male role models. I think that males have to play an important role in the development of children, and you know, there are distinguished positions that maternal and instincts that kick in from your mother, that you get from your mother, and then things that you learn from your father or your uncle or some type of male role model. And I think as far as with my kids, and I hope this is the case, you know, it's probably not always the easiest path for them to like do it, you know, to live it the way I tell or explain things the way but I feel like I connect with my daughters on a lot of topics more than my wife can, because I kind of step out of it. Like, my perspective is different. And without a male role model, I think if you are devoted and dedicated to being a parent, I think, like, you know, you can provide like what maybe you would have needed or something like that, or what you feel like you would have needed. So maybe that's where, I don't know, but it's the best thing in the world, fatherhood. I mean, 100%, you know, there's nothing that even compares. So
I love that. I love that because like, I grew up two parents, no big deal. But I feel like sometimes I'm either too hard on my kids, or I'm like too standoffish or something, because I feel like they need that to get like that push to more independence, and I feel like a dick when I'm doing it, you know. But like this is what I needed when I was a kid, you know, like, and we grew up in very different generations. Like, I'm 40 with a newborn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in my 40s with a newborn, big generation gap. Like, I'll be on the wheelchair for the daddy daughter dance with the oxygen tank, you know, like, but
well, you skated too, right? You go skating,
dude.
So there's something to do with the wheelchair, but
but no, I love how you said that, because I feel like a lot of parents go off, or a lot of people go off either what they've been taught, or like you said, which is the absent common in most times, is what they felt they needed. And I dude, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. So going through high school, you kind of took a step back, did your knucklehead stuff, had some fun times in high school, then would get your basically like mental reprieve by going to Maine in the summers, right? So you're ending high school at some point. What's that looking like for you? Like, did you have a direction at all, or was it just like, I have this duality, I go for a break in summer and now I'm back to the grind, but now there's no more summer. What do I do?
Well, yeah, in high school, I don't think I fished too much in high school, like I said, but no, like I said, school was a chore. I was so bad in school, and not bad like behavior wise. I mean, maybe that too, but no, I mean, like, I couldn't stand it. I hated it. And so when sophomore year, I was a sophomore. This is crazy, by the way, what I'm about to, how I'm going to relate this.
Drop it.
It's just how my head
good.
works. But
It's
like
good.
sophomore 9/11 happened. I was a sophomore and I didn't even know. I'm telling you, I'm so oblivious to the world that like, they're like the Twin Towers, right? I'm in Connecticut. I'm like an hour. I'm like, Twin Tower, New York. Is that New York? I'm like, I'm so oblivious to anything, you know. But you know, and I think the threat, the anxiousness that we felt like you know, as a collective nation and maybe the world, like, I don't know, it kind of like it planted something in my head, and so I kind of, as far as direction, I don't know that I ever spoke it out loud, but like I kind of always felt like maybe the military was going to be my thing. And I had another thing is, growing up I didn't have like a lot of discipline either, so like it was weird to even think that, but I just felt like, just get through this and then I'll figure it out. And I got out of high school, I went to I enrolled into community college, and like maybe immediately I was like, yeah, I don't think this is going to work either. Although I did enjoy that much more than high school, because you're more independent and you do it on your own, and it's not as you know, blah blah blah. But yeah, so I joined the Army, basically.
Nice.
Fast forward, and that is you know, that I was in the Army for 9 years. I was a reservist, and I went all over the world, and it changed my life completely. And I think everything good about my life is probably attributed back to the fact that I joined the military. And I'm not a big gung ho like Toby Keith guy, or you know, or a political guy. I have so much disdain for it, but I do know it made me it set me up for success for sure.
Oh, dude,
You know, a lot of good things came from it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make people sound like dumb, but you need structure, right? Like, everybody needs a little bit of structure in their life. They need some sort of like controlled mechanism, you know? And I did, like, when you said 9/11, I was like, oh man, like, you were in sophomore in high school. I was just fresh out of jail. And like, I woke up to my roommate going, oh, we're going to war, and like all this stuff. And I was just like, oh, you know, hungover, like whatever. I didn't find structure till way later in life, and it was like a long thing. So for you to like go, okay, I'm going to jump into this military thing and see what happens, like, and then attribute all the benefits of your life and like future, you know, from that point, like, that's awesome. Like, I feel like, I'm not saying everybody should serve, but I'm saying everybody should have a point in their life where there's like, I need to make sure that sometimes people talk about being brainwashed. Sometimes your brain needs washing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need a little bit of a cleanse, you know? So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think there should be a summer camp for adults where it's like, hey guys, let's everybody take a break, you know, step back. Let's create some sort of structure in your life, because routine is like what runs my life. I'm a routine person.
I think
I need it.
Discipline, and I don't just mean, I don't ever want to come across like some gung-ho guy, but I agree. I think discipline is the self-discipline is the key to all success. I really do. Structure, I mean, that's just for me anyway, as a person, like I said, who was bad in school and who had no plan or anything like that. I need structure more than anything in the world. And now I'm you know, probably disciplined to a fault in most things, and like a fully obsessed, addicted person when I get into something. And
Yes.
yeah, that's how I am. But you know, it's funny you mentioned jail. A good buddy of mine did a little time, and when I talked, and I don't talk like a whole bunch of military stuff, but when I talk about like the keys and to success that I learned in the military, he has literally the same stories about serving, like being locked up, and they're very similar lifestyles, actually.
They are very similar.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, dude. I remember when I was talking to Joe on the show, like I think episode 5 or something like that. And dude, by the way, you and Joe are buddies. That's how I got your phone number. Just
Yeah, I love
just to
Joe.
leak your source. That's
Yeah.
I'm ratting for the day.
Yeah.
But no, he was talking about like the stuff that he went through, and I'm like, I can relate.
Yeah,
I
dude.
can relate. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But okay, back to you. So you did 9 years in the military. Is there anything in the military that really stands out to you as something that like created a core value in your life? Like something that really not every day I wake up and brush my teeth, but like something that really stapled in your brain, something that would benefit you in life in the future.
I go back to discipline, the structure. Like I would do, in boot camp, you're like, you're doing, you might be into it. You might be, excited about certain things, but it's the monotony of every morning and the PT and you're doing this and you're running. And I wasn't a runner. I'm telling you, dude, I was like, if I wasn't coughing up remnant smoke from prior to joining the army, it's like, you know what I mean? But to this day, I mean, I'm sick in the head with it. Like I'm like, I need to go run. I need to do this. That's where I collect my thoughts. Sometimes I don't even wear headphones when I work out because I'm like, I take that time to like, I'm wired tight, I think, and to everything good that came from the military, there's obviously a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of like negatives that you could get from it too. So it's about balance, and it's like, but no, the structure and discipline that I gained from the military, I think is and again, everybody needs discipline and structure. I don't think the military is for everybody. And then if you look at like, the state of the world, it's a disaster. So it's for, oh man, this is gonna aggravate people. But I feel like as a veteran, I could say it. I feel like there's a reason they target, poor kids who are bad at school. but it worked, and again, and I have nothing bad to say. It made me everything I have in this life that is things I didn't have, a home, a family, a kids and all that. And I feel like that's all can be attributed to the discipline and structure that I got from the army. So
yeah, dude,
there's
I love
balance.
It. Yeah, dude, totally. Is there anything in your experience in the military that was like affected you negatively? That's something that you have to work with now.
Yeah, I think so, probably. And I can't think of like specific things, but I was in Iraq for a little over a year. I went to, I was everywhere. I went to, I got to see the world, which again, I didn't know where the Twin Towers were. You know what I mean? And then fast forward, and I was like, I've been to Italy and Israel and Turkey and Erbil and Kurdistan, Kuwait, Iraq, all over the United States. And I'm not a guy I didn't care about seeing the world. I didn't want to travel. I don't even know what I was doing joining the army. But
yeah.
But, I think like probably, yeah, I think there's like some anxiousness and stuff like that I feel like I'm going on vacation. I have the same feeling now that I'm going on vacation next week about going to the airport and I'm like, let's say I'm going to Jamaica. I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, say I have the same feeling about going to Jamaica that I used to have before I'd board a plane to like the Middle East. It's like this anxiousness, like, oh fuck, here we go. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm sure there's don't have my wife on. She'll probably tell you there's a bunch more negatives, but
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm an anxious dude and I am obsessive and like again, structured maybe to a fault too, a little bit. So yeah, I think there's probably balance there, but good and bad.
Oh yeah, no. The only reason I ask is because it was never a concept to me. I mean, it was a concept to me in my experience and a few other guys that are similar to me experience, but I never thought about it in a military term. And I was talking to my buddy Matt Souders on the show, and he said reintegration into society is one of the most difficult things to do when you leave the military. And I was like, because you've come from a structured environment, and now you have to either create that structure for yourself, or you have to understand that your position is no longer viable. And you have to create a new one.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's funny from overseas. If you go to like a combat tour, I don't know about when I went to Iraq, I was in the reserves. So if you're an active duty and that's your full-time job, I would imagine, and maybe I'm wrong, but I would imagine the reintegration is a little bit easier and you get more time to focus on like, hey, resources and stuff. We did we landed in New Jersey, and then we did about 9 days, and they were like, all right, guys, and I didn't go back to like a drill for 6 months, and like, there's no, there and maybe they've gotten better. I'm sure they have, but there was no like, hey, let's check in, let's do this, let's use a checkpoint, and, any of that mental health or anything like that. And I was lucky that, I kind of went right back into it. I had buddies that took like 90 days to go, their leave time before they went back to work. I think I did like 2 weeks at home, and then I was like, I should probably go back to work. I could see this like getting off the rails here, a little bit freedom and money and time. And I'm like, I'll just go back to work, So I jumped back into it. But creating that structure for yourself is key. And back to like being like a dumb, reckless kid that joined the Army. I think my discipline, my accountability for myself that I have now, if I had that when I was in the Army, oh my God, I don't know. I mean, I've got it made me way better as a man now that, you don't have, you're still just partying in the military too. So it's not, that stuff comes later if you develop it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's awesome. Cause I mean, I never had like, I had plenty of accountability forced by whatever, the state or whatever.
Yeah.
Point being is like, in my early 20s, accountability wasn't like a concept. If that makes sense, So for you to like be like, okay, you're getting out. You said 9 years, so it's like you're 27, 28, like somewhere around those, right? Give or take, because high school to military, 27, 28, something like that. So quick math.
Yeah, I think I was 25 or 26 when I got out.
Wow. I stayed in school
26 when I got out. No. So maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I think I got out at 26.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, dude. Hey, honestly, I took a couple grades twice. So I wasn't the brightest bulb in the box. So what I'm saying is, so accountability at that age is you're accountable to be at the bar at a certain time, and then you're accountable to show up to some sort of job at a certain time, and that's really accountability. So for you to like create that for yourself, that's a huge character asset for you, So where are you going after your stint in the military? After your stint in the military, where are you headed? Like, is there a direction in life? Are you just kind of floating around and just kind of testing out life? Because I mean, mid-20s, we're all just like, hey, let's travel. I want to see the world, or I want to check out this city, or there's no real direction. Did you feel like you had a direction at that point?
Yeah, I think when I came home from I'd say like maybe like boot camp, and then your AIT, your schooling for your job in the military. I came home. I was 19, and maybe had just turned 20, and I went back and found my my high school sweetheart, like my girlfriend in high school that I was like, obsessed with, like broke my heart, or not really, but you know what I mean? Like they're your first love. And that, I tried to like start putting life together unknowingly, So I started dating this girl again, and that's who I'm married to now. So like, I think piece by piece we put it together. Like I started dating this girl, and then we moved in together, and I was still, like I said, in the reserves. I worked a little bit trying to find what I was going to do. I worked a little bit in like in the trades. Like I did heating and air conditioning for a little bit with her father. And then, I started, I actually loved it because I didn't know any skills. So like when I learned how to like, hang ductwork and like low voltage wiring and stuff like that, I'm like, oh shit, I'm like figuring some things out here. I'm like learning how to be a man almost,
So you got to crawl under somebody's house with raccoons, and you're like,
I fell through a couple ceilings, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But then I got I got a decent job and a career, like something with a pension, and then I was still in the reserves, and so luckily I got going pretty quick. So I was like 22 when I started my job, and I'd leave for the military, whatever I was doing with the Army, and then I'd come back and I'd take my leave and I'd go back to work, and those things all play the game, girlfriend, career. We bought a house, had a kid, had another kid, and everything. And that was just like going through the motions. And I'm, just like what you're supposed to do, I guess, in my head, you know, like, all right, I got to do this. And it's like, I remember the overwhelming feeling of like buying a house. I'm like, I didn't even know anybody that owned a home when I was growing up. Like one of my friends, like their parents had a house. Like the concept of owning a house is, I couldn't fathom it as a kid. You know what I mean? So yeah, these things step by step and like just jumping, just doing it. And yeah,
dude. And that's, I feel like, how do I say this? I'm sorry. I'm so like lost for words. It's super early.
yeah.
I feel like what you're saying when you come to the concept of owning, right? So the concept of somebody owning like an entire house, like you own all this land, like there's nobody that's going to come in and take this away from you. I mean, the government can if you don't pay the bills, but like, you know, there's nobody who's going to take this away from you. It's almost like when you do that for yourself, it's almost like you create this environment, or you're starting your own world, you know. You no longer have like, you're no longer living under somebody's thumb. Like, I don't know how long you know, before you bought your house, but like for the fact that like, this is mine and I can do this, I'm not going to water this lawn. I'm going to let it all die. I'm going to turn it into rocks just because I can, you know, like that feeling of just ownership is like such a successful feeling. Like you're 10 feet tall and like moving on in life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I do know what you're saying. There's also like a panic too, like, holy shit, what if something goes wrong? I don't even know how to fix anything. You know, that for me anyway, I'm like, oh, what did I just do? Like, I don't have
I hope the HVAC breaks. I know how to do that one.
Yeah, I did install central air when I moved here, but yeah.
Dude, I love it.
No, yeah, I agree, man. It's like a huge step, and again, it's like it's not anything I pictured. Like I've said this before, and I feel like you know, I feel like it's maybe it's perceived exactly how I mean it, but it throws people off sometimes when I say it. But I feel like everything I do now is like kind of like a bonus. Like, you know, I have my kids. I bought a house. I got married. I'm like, I'm kind of in the bonus round. Like with hooks and hoodlums, the fishing thing. I'm like, if this went away tomorrow, and Drew and Ken and I always say this, like, if this went away tomorrow and we just ended it, like, oh, well, we did that. That was insane. Like, what a run. You know what I mean? Like everything I do now is like, yeah, it's no pressure, no stress. Like, yeah, this is awesome. We did it, you know?
Yeah.
In a bonus round, you know?
I love it. So, okay. You've said it a few times and you've tapped on it a few times, and I kind of want to dive into this because we seem very similar. You're like a all or nothing person, like 100% in or 100% out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that obsessive, compulsive, addictive personality, right?
100%. Yeah.
So you're working, you got a job, you're doing the next right thing that's in front of you, or what's suggested to be the next right thing, or, oh, this is what we're supposed to do, kids, house, all that kind of stuff. Where's your brain in all this? Are you just fully focused on work? Are you fully focused on family? Or is it just kind of, are you lacking that one little itch? Is there like an itch in there that you're just missing?
No. Well, like everything is family. Like, you know, I love my job and any job, but really, I don't mean I love my job. Like like anybody, you get discouraged at work and stuff like that. And sometimes people are, you know, woe is me and feel sorry for themselves and stuff like that. And there's plenty of days like, you know, you don't want to go to work. You don't want to do this. But I think I'm well aware that, you know, if I'm grilling a steak, it's because I have a job. If I'm, you know, signing my kid up for a gymnastics camp, it's because of my job. And it's because of everything that's brought me to this point. So everything is family focused. So I'm thankful for, you know, my career. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for everything I do, because I know that the life that we have for my family is because of all that. So no, I'm constantly like mission focused on the kids and on the family. And again, it's like, I'm also like well aware that I'm like lucky to like be able to fish as much as I can, and I make the schedule work. But that also comes with a disciplined schedule. Hey, we have stuff 6 nights a week with the kids and with this and stuff like that. But it's springtime now. There's not going to be a week where I don't fish 2 or 3 times a week. So, you know, it's all about organizing the schedule and keeping the balance and prioritizing things. And obviously family and kids are the priority. But I feel like you got to be, you know, scratch the itch. The only itch I really have is, like I said, is fishing. So as long as I'm getting that in, I feel like I'm probably a much easier person to be around.
Right. You also said that you're a runner. Like, are
Yeah.
you actively running still, or was it
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's not even like a thing. Like, that's like if this wasn't a show based on fishing, that's like talking about fishing. It's just a given. It's happening, every day. I think that's more of like a more than an exercise or a physical fitness thing. That's more like your mental gymnastics you roll through. So yeah, I try to run every day, a couple miles every day, no matter what. I will occasionally do like a long like an ultra marathon or something just to prove that I can still do it. And then my hip hurts and my back hurts and my legs hurt and you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I run yeah, daily. That's to like
That's for you.
unplug. Yeah. Yeah.
That's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
hey, good, lucky for you. This isn't a show about fishing. It's just a show about anglers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's get into this a little bit. My wife is an ultra runner. Like,
Okay.
she's really like, she'll have a baby and then just go run an ultra. Like
Dude,
she's.
it's unbelievable.
I've shot way above my grade or whatever, because she's like,
Here
I think
too.
she's not even 30. She's like 34. She's like young.
But nice.
And
Nice.
she's a little thing and she's scary. But point being is she's an animal. She's runners. You people are a different breed. Now, mind you, there's certain terms that I don't agree with so much. Like when people are running by, you're supposed to be like, "You're looking strong." It's like something to help their,
Yeah.
emotion. Because
Yeah.
I can understand what it's like running, because I've ran never for fun, but I've ran.
Yeah.
I run my mouth. That's about all I run now.
Yeah.
Maybe the air conditioner occasionally, but
Yeah.
she runs for fun. And you have to tell them they're looking strong. And like, I'm always at the aid station giving out snacks and stuff like that, because she does a lot of different runs. Where was that? Just the military that got you into the running, or was it like after the military, you're like, I need something?
Well, I didn't enjoy running. Like when I was any time of active duty time, like where you have to have organized PT and stuff like that. I wasn't fast necessarily. I would constantly like there's Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie groups, right? So, and this is like a way back. I've never even can't remember saying this out loud in my life, but I would like if I was like a Charlie runner, which is like the slowest one, I would intentionally like push myself, go to like Bravo or the Alpha, whatever, and then fall out and go to the next group back because I'm not a fast runner. I didn't grow up running or anything like that. And yeah, I didn't care for it too much. But then when it came time to, I don't know. I think when it came down when I was working heating and air conditioning, I remember specifically going to like GNC and buying like a vitamin mix shake. And I'm like, I got to start doing something to get in shape. Because I was in the army, but I was like getting chubby and drinking and, living, working on job sites and you're eating garbage and stuff like that. And yeah, so I was like, oh, if I want to get to, I actually could have been perfectly happy, by the way, working heating and air conditioning. I just would look at my father-in-law and he's like, there's no way out of this if you don't start planning everything to retire now. And I remember thinking like, well, I don't know anything about it, anything. So, a job with a pension would have been, my ideal thing. So we think like, okay, this is the plan. This is what you do. You work 20 years or 25 years and there's very few jobs that even do that anymore. But to get there, I needed to get in good shape. I needed to be disciplined, more mentally tough. And that all I found with running. I would run this 2-mile trail every day. And then I dropped weight, I started getting in shape. And then I realized that much more than the physical benefits, I had gotten a lot of mental benefits from it. And now to this day, we're talking 19 years later, this is everything that anytime I'm going to tackle a big obstacle in life, whether it's business wise or a promotion or anything, it all comes from running. And I don't think running necessarily, I think that's that mindset that I get to myself where like, I'm not using the headphones. I'm thinking, I'm preparing for like an oral board. I'm like rehearsing things while I'm running. It's the best way to unplug and challenge yourself. And you can't think about anything else when you're goal oriented. So you just have to do something. So I found that in running, and that is why I run, because I feel like anything good that I've gotten out of my life came from, all right, I got to toughen up here, and there's nothing worse than running. So that was like my big challenge. Yeah. Yeah. So as much as I hate it, I love it and I do it every day.
No, dude, it's amazing. I love it because people don't understand the accomplishment that is running. And I'm going to give you an example real quick before we move, because I love a lot of the stuff you said in there. I want to readdress it. But my wife runs with people and they're running 6, 10, 15 miles, you know?
Yep.
They talk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever tried to do something physically just exhausting, like destroy your body. I tell you what, if anybody wants to try it out, I want you to grab a jump rope and I want you to jump for 120 seconds. And at the 60-second mark, try to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because that is the most mentally tough thing anybody's ever done. Your body's already maxed, right? You're already putting everything into each and every step because you're just trying to move forward. You're trying to push yourself. You're trying to drive. And then on top of that, try having a general conversation with some sort of context. It is legitimately like the most difficult thing. Now, I will tell you, because in trying to relate to my wife more, I've followed runners and I follow running stuff just because I find it, you people are insane. You guys are just,
it is insane.
It's not training. It is its own, like I tell people, oh, you're yoga. Oh, you're really good at stretching. You're a professional stretcher. Good. But like running's a whole nother ball game. It is its own athletic feat. So I watched this lady talk about, I used to listen to a lot of music when I ran. What it did was it motivated me, but it motivated me in the wrong direction. And the sound of my footsteps on the pavement or my footsteps on the trail is what centers me. So I stopped listening to music, because what ends up happening is when you're out there and you start to get that, like, everybody gets the endorphins and you'll get like that speed burst here and there. And then that dopamine drop and you almost feel like you're not even running anymore. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they call that what's like a runner's high, right? You're not even running anymore. You're just kind of moving forward at like a specific pace, whatever it happens to be. Like I can run for a short distance really fast, but that's about it. So I don't understand this I don't understand this mental state. But when I was listening to this woman talk about it, she basically said, when you finally hit that point where you're just moving forward and you're no longer running, that's the first point. That's the first piece of mental clarity that you've had in that entire day. And I was like,
yeah, I love that.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, like again, a brainwash. It's just washing your brain. It's cleansing your body. You just flush it. And then you can literally, I've watched my wife do some amazing things, like incredible things, stuff that humans shouldn't do. But she attributes it all to the fact that she's been running her whole life. And
yes, that's exactly what I say. Like I said, everything good that I was saying before, everything good I have comes from the military, but that's also includes the fact that discipline to run, because like I said, running is it's the worst thing ever. But if you can tackle that, I think everything, every big obstacle in my life or every big accomplishment in my life came from like really grinding, and that came with running. And it's funny, like that's when you have kids and stuff like that. It's like that's when I make all my phone calls. That's when I do all my. I was on FaceTime. I'm on FaceTime running down the road, like because and that's when you have your time. That's when you have your time. I have my buddy John. Every time if I call him for something, he'll be like, "Dude, are you running?" He's like, "Don't call me while you're running." But it's not because of, it's just because he's like, "This is insane." Like, but that's the time I have. You know what I mean? So
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's kudos to you, dude. That is a feat in itself. Like, I love the discipline. And when we say we're talking about discipline for the people who are newer to the podcast or just newer to a different way of life, discipline isn't like consequence. Discipline is creating something. Discipline is self-drive. If you don't feel like you have enough drive in your life, define the word discipline and find something in your life where you can apply that. You will push yourself forward and it will open doors for you and it will change your way of living. Discipline is, I'm a big proponent of it. So
100%. There's I don't even mean to make this part about running, but like if you read or if I highly suggest
don't
the audiobook. Actually, I was gonna say David Goggins, and it's not about the running. It's about how much of a how much, well, at least his own self-worth, about how he felt like such garbage and
Yes.
is just a minimalist human that will never accomplish anything. And then he unlocked discipline, and like whatever people think about him, but it doesn't matter. But just it's just that self-belief and discipline, whatever you find. Like, I agree with you 100%.
Oh no, I totally read his book. I'm not
Yeah.
saying don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's so dude, that whole like who's gonna carry the boats? Like
Yeah.
that man is impossible. Like, I don't know he's talking about eating grains of rice and slivers of chicken, and like
Yeah.
that man has had a full transformation. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, I talk smack, like don't say it, but I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
no, I've definitely applied some of that in my life for sure. Like, I was it You Can't Hurt Me? That's the book.
Can't hurt me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a couple, but yeah, it's just the unlocking that key of discipline, I think. And I'm not a big motivational guy or anything like that, but I feel like what you said, if you could find that, if you could define discipline for yourself, like positive reinforcement through some type of activity or something like that, holding yourself accountable, it's like you can't fail at that point.
Dude, absolutely. No, I love it. Like yeah. No, find something that's an impossible task and accomplish it.
Yeah.
Your life will be forever altered. So,
Yep.
so you're running, you have a career, pension, all that kind of stuff. Kids are getting older, and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna dip my toe back into fishing. Or where did that come back into your life? I mean, I'm sure it was a come and go thing, but where did the obsession like finally kick back in?
Well, I don't think like I was always once, like that, like I said, that doesn't go away. So I think once you get like I said, getting with my wife and getting an apartment, okay, now that's settled. Okay, and I could get back to like, that'd be a hobby, right? A lifestyle thing that you do. So fishing. I didn't have a kayak or a boat or anything. I would bank fish or go in the rivers, have trout fishing and stuff like that. And that's just it's never gone. And then as much as I was doing it, at one point I was working midnight. So like, let's say back in 2017, right after my second kid was born, I was working midnights, and my wife was I don't know if she was staying at home at the time or she was like had an altered work schedule, but I would, on my Friday, I'd get out and I'd hit the river early, fish for a couple hours. So I was still fishing like weekly. I'd come home with a big breakfast and blah blah, and it was like just a ritual stuff. And then, like I said, when I met Andrew at work, this guy's obsessed with fish, or this guy fishes too. Like I said, I like
my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because then I do a lot of fishing by myself even now, but mostly probably by myself. But we connected, we go out fishing, and I'm like, oh, this guy is sick in the head with fishing. So like that, it brings the worst out of each other. Then you get a little competitive, then you do this, and then it turned into like I said, with Ken and Hooks at Hoodlums, and then you evolve, and it's like, oh, this is something that I've always done. It's on the back burner, but now it's like everything's revolving around it. And it's funny that you said you just started fishing during COVID. I fished my whole life. I didn't get into like the modern trends of fishing until probably around the same time, because although I fished my whole life, I never cared about bait casters and which brand I was using, and like, Old Town kayaks or whatever kayak, Hobie, any of this stuff. I was just like, yeah, give me an ugly stick. I'll fish anywhere for anything, and I'll catch fish. And I didn't, it's a much simpler thing until you would, the internet comes and you're learning more. You get to learn from all these people, and like, oh, this is how you catch a giant fish. You use this stuff, So I think we all kind of evolved with COVID, to be honest with you, because the information age here with the internet, it's like you learn from, I'm talking to you and you're in California, you know what I mean? It's like, it's an endless source of information to, become more informed and become better at your hobbies that you're addicted to, such as fishing.
Oh, hell yeah. And hey, dude, you can talk shit all day. I'm still new enough that you'll still catch me saying fishing poles and string instead of line. Whatever. It is what it is. But the crazy thing is, I feel like after that era, I wasn't a part before. I come from a different community altogether, and that community has its own set of elitists, but I feel like there's almost like a look down upon some of the newer guys that have come in since then. They're like, if you say fishing pole, everyone's like, oh, it's rod. Or you're like, oh yeah, he's a great fisherman, and they're like, it's angler. You're like, yo, dude, like, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm not better than anybody else. If somebody's talking about skateboarding or something like that, I'm like, yo, it's blah blah blah. Like, please stop sending me videos of kick flips. I'm aware of what that trick is, like, or whatever.
I skated for a long time too.
I
was horrible, but we had our own, like, I mean, you want to. It's actually funny, like the Hooks at Hoodlums, like what we talk about, it's like this big club. I mean, that's what we did with skating too. It'd be like 40 of us going down the street, and we're all skating. And by the way, everybody sucks, but you're loyal to this brand. And I only use Shorty's boards or this. It's like, dude, you suck. Shut up. But that's how fishing is too. I swear to God, I feel like it's our generation. I really think that more than anything. But
no, dude, skate gangs and like all that stuff was a real deal. And if you wore like a Black Label shirt with a Shorty's board, you're like, ooh, like you can't do that. You have to wear like
you have a World Industries board, like, dude, come on, you're lame. Yeah.
Get your flame boy out of here.
Dude. 100%.
Oh, dude, I love it. Yeah, dude. And then like I feel like that is now in fishing, like it's a vibe. Like I will purposefully like wear the wrong stuff or whatever just to see if people are like, and they'll come in the comments, dude, or they'll hit me with the DMs. Like, I get it. And I'm like, I appreciate you for just hating right now. Like, that's so good, dude. I love it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, man. So, okay, so you meet Andrew. You guys are getting into fishing. You guys got your fish gang, the Hooks Head.
Yeah,
and then it starts to grow. Like you said, like people were really into it. So you did a small run of shirts. Like, where did that go with you? Was that like, we could do this? Or was it just kind of
I don't know. Like even now it's so weird, but like, we had this small run of shirts, and again, it's all just the name. The name stood out. So people would be that it would spark the curiosity. Like, and again, in Connecticut, like maybe people don't realize it if you live here, but it's a huge that everybody fishes or everybody knows somebody that fishes. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my, I would get one of those shirts for my boyfriend, because it's not like, I don't know. It's like that skate culture or that punk rock or hardcore culture in apparel that is with fishing. So it did, and again, it's so common now. But I don't say like we did this or anything like that. But like 2019, 2020, it's like I wasn't seeing it. You know what I mean? I didn't see this like whole like where you're wearing a fishing T-shirt to your kid's choir or chorus thing. It's like it's like everyone's wearing like the maybe Salt Life or something like that. I don't know, but
Columbia.
So I think it sparked interest pretty quick, and then we started putting bigger orders in, and we did go around to some tackle shops and put our stuff in there, and that was great. It's just more of a headache, to be honest with you, in today's day and age to do that. But we talk about Bobby and Joe, Bobby from Jigs and Bigs and Joe from Jigs and Bigs and AVF Tackle, but those guys. So the moment very early on when we started Hooks at Hoodlums and we made it like an LLC and we trademarked the name and stuff like that, and we had no idea why we were like what we were going to do or how this was even going to happen. Nobody was business minded or anything like that. We had found maybe I found or somebody found Jigs and Bigs, and Jigs and Bigs had 3 episodes or 2 episodes done so far at the time. And I made a comment under it, and I was kind of like, I don't know, like I'm not a social media guy. I don't know anything about it, but I'm like thinking like that would be cool to go. It seems like he's just starting up too, and Bobby's the best, but like also same thing. Like I feel like you listen to this guy, like, okay, yeah, this is not just a normal guy, not an elitist by any means or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, oh, come on. So episode 4, I think I was on of Jigs and Bigs. And if I went back and listened to that, I'd probably cringe now because, you evolve so much with this stuff. But I was telling stories about Maine and Hook Set and how it started. Put it this way. I was so socially awkward before this becomes normal and I've never even actually brought this up to Bobby, and Bobby's one of my great friends, but I remember like signing on and he saw like the screen, and I saw him, and I was like, oh my God. And I just turned my screen off. I'm like, I don't want to be on camera. You know, I didn't want to like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Like, oh my God, that's weird. But now it's like, it's a Wednesday night, you know what I mean? But I did jigs and bigs, talked about hook set and what we wanted to do and build this community of like-minded anglers. And it's centered around a clothing brand, but it's, who cares about the clothes? It's just this finding your tribe type of thing. And Joe was just listening. Joe Brown, Joe Dirt was just listening to the show, and he reached out and he's like, hey man, I just started a tackle shop up here in Mass. I would love to have you guys put some shirts up here. I like the whole vibe. And I always joke like, oh, you guys could be mad at all the crap we say or the junk we talk but this is your fault. Like, I don't know if we're still here, if we didn't all three come on the scene at the same time. And now look at Jigs and Bigs. It's like such a big show, and it's a great show, and Joe's on it, and Joe's got a tackle shop, and hook set is what it is now. I'm like, damn, we did all that kind of together, motivating each other and pushing each other. And that all those shows, Alex and Paul from Bass and Brews were hook set guys. I remember sending Paul Heels a pro staff agreement, and I wrote accidentally autocorrect. I sent him a prostate agreement, you know, you know, and he's like, I think I'm out actually. I don't think I'm signed up for this. And then they started Bass and Brews, and then that's not like a hook set thing. I'm just saying, like, I love seeing where everybody went with this and how it all evolved and stuff like that. But that's kind of the direction where it all came from, you know?
Yeah, dude. No, I love it. It's like, it's a movement. Like, I'm sorry, but like,
yeah,
you show up on the scene with brass knuckles on your dome. Like, that's just next level.
Yeah.
First off, like, hands down, I'm like, okay, everybody, that's just, you get eyes. Like, everybody sees that, you know? And then to watch the brand like kind of grow and change, like, I love the loyalty hats. I'm like, dude, that's such a heavy word to like just throw on your cap, man. Like, it's savage. I love it. Like, gang for sure, you know?
Yeah, gang. Yeah. When we show up, like, also people think that don't know, and I don't think we've ever received any like hate or anything like that. But like, if people thought like, oh, these guys are just like animals and disrespect, it's not even the case. These are people that the real, like, all obsessed at fishing, you know, with fishing, you know, whether it's saltwater or this or whatever, you know, respectful people. And then when it's all done, you know, when you're out with your boys and then you're done, then it's time to let loose. All right, now we're going out for food and we're going to have some drinks and stuff like that. But like, we have competitive tournament anglers. We had a lot of, I left for a little bit to like unplug. Yeah. And at the time I left, let's say 2023, early 23, I don't handle any of the business stuff really at all. But there was so many like pro staff hook set stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know these guys. Like, you know, like a lot of people I didn't know. And then you look at them now and you're like, you know, they're not all with you know, they took others, you know, sponsorships and stuff like that. Good for them. I don't care. But the brand encompass so many different people, and social media just blows you up. You know what I mean? Like, some people are so good at it, and it's awesome to see. Yeah, it's so cool to see. But like, in reality, the real core, like when we show up to a boat ramp, there's 20 of your buddies, and there's like, you know, everybody's like talking junk to each other and hyping each other up. And then there's competitiveness. Or if you go to a tournament and like there's a guy from Hooks flying a Hooks at Hoodlum's flag in your tournament, you're like, God damn, I already know what these guys are gonna do. Because like, we pride ourselves on like really throwing the hammer down. You know what I mean? Like, these are just good people, and you know, I don't know. Yeah, I love it. Like I said, if it all went away tomorrow, it was just the coolest thing ever.
I will say there's a couple missed opportunities there. First off, there definitely needs to be a bright orange hook set hoodlum flag. You know what I'm saying? Like
we have the small one back here. But yes, I agree. I agree with you on that.
Like, yeah. Just hit up like Wade over there at Yak Attack and be like, hey, can we get a one-off real quick and just get a couple of them? You know, that'd be super dope just for kayak guys. But then you can do like boat ones, you know, like the boobies. You can do hook set hoodlums. Yeah, just have a middle finger like just floating. It'd be tight. Anyway, so I just love it. But no, so you said you took a break, like you took some time off, dude. Like, can we talk about that a little bit? Because I'm sure there's certain people that are curious, like, why the hell did you just ghost? Like, that's got to be a thing.
I think
if you don't mind explaining it.
No, yeah. Social media is like I said before, it's like a chore, and it's also not normal for me. Like, I didn't grow up on the internet. like, I mean, I guess I kind of did, but you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, like when we were saying earlier, like just being like feral kids and stuff like that. And then I'm a grown man and I'm like, I was doing tournaments. I was fishing with Slay Nation tournaments. And again, being a very obsessive person, I like took that so seriously, even though it was just small tournaments, not so serious. Like I need to win, but like if I was fishing a tournament in April on April 15th, I would have a certain way to break down this water. So I'd fish the 3 weeks leading up to it or whatever. I'd be able to break this down and that's where I was fishing. So I felt like it became more of like a chore or a job to fish. And then with hook set, same thing. And nothing against any of these guys, but like all of a sudden, like everybody's flying hook set and there's these pro staff guys that I don't know. And it's like the social media stuff and hoodlum casts were great and so much fun. And then I'm like, I'm kind of burning out a little bit. And then I was going for a promotion at work. And at the same time, I was training for a 50 miler ultra marathon. And I started thinking like, man, I'm not for Andrew and Ken, the guys that run the hook set. Like I am not being fair to these guys at all. Cause I'm fishing I mean, I'm good. I was making video content on the YouTube during my tournaments and stuff. And those were awesome and fun, but I'm like, I'm not pulling my weight. This isn't right. Like, I don't think they wanted me to step away, but this is how I felt. And I was like, hey, dude, I don't want this to be something that I have to do. You know, I want it to be something like that I can't wait to do, which is took a little bit of time away. I tried to start another business eventually when I came back to like the social media thing. And I was like going to do like a sports apparel thing and I said it before, I said it was going to be focused around golf, but like a bar stool type of thing.
Yeah.
And it started blowing up pretty quick. And then I realized like, if I'm going to be back on social media and I'm going to be back doing, you know, content, video content or a podcast, why wouldn't I do it back with Hookset, the thing that I love to do the most? Like I never stopped saying like Hookset Hoodlums and promoting the brand, but I just stepped away from the internet thing, which ultimately, as you know, that is the business, you know, it's the internet. Yeah. So yeah, I just unplugged because I didn't want it to feel like a chore and I also wasn't carrying my weight. And yeah, I don't know.
But, no, I get it, dude. I just didn't know. I was curious if there was anything behind it. Like the internet is a savage place and it is a soul sucking beast.
Yeah.
You know, like it really, keeping up with the Joneses is like in the next level when it comes to the internet. Cause you never feel like you're doing enough because you're looking at other people doing whatever they're doing. And you're like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Like kind of like what you said, like I'm not pulling my weight, but that was just a personal feeling that wasn't like the group's thought necessarily.
Oh yeah. No,
you know, so because you're looking at all the content creators coming out with all their stuff and this, that, and the other. And like, okay, so I have to be to that level or all these guys are doing this and I'm not, you know, like that whole feeling of inadequacy is a huge thing with the internet these days. And I don't think enough people talk about it personally. Like you look at channels and you look at people doing their things. That's great, but that's not my life. I don't, in my reality, your internet is not my reality. Like your on-screen presence is not my reality. I'm glad you get to do all that. Go, dude. Like I want everybody to win. I want to see my boys blow up. I'm not there right now. I got this and this is all I got. And if you don't like it, that's okay because my personal value is not attributed to how many people hit the like button.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. So coming back now, and again, I had deleted like my page. I think did I delete my page? No, I deleted like all these followers I didn't know. That's what I did. Anybody I didn't actually know personally.
No,
no. Anybody I didn't know personally.
Yeah.
I deleted and you know, which is also a chore in itself, by the way. You have to go one by one.
Hours.
But
yeah.
I was like, I'm posting my kids, I'm doing this, blah, blah. So then when I started up the other thing, I built this really big following. And then I'm like, what am I doing? So I went back to, all right, let me just go back to doing what I love to do, which is just fishing. And then I have that mentality now, like I said, and like from a business standpoint, I think like Ken will be frustrated. Like, I don't know, IG can't get it popped. Like it can't, blah, blah. I could care less. I swear to God, like it doesn't even affect me. If I have 200 views on a reel, it means nothing to me. I don't care. There's 200 people that saw our new hat. I don't care. If you're doing it to get rich or you're doing it to make money or likes, you could get caught up in that. But put it into perspective. Like I get to know you. I get to come out here and chill with my boys on a wet and record a Hoodlum cast. I just drove to Maryland to fish with one of my best friends here, Cody Lockwood, who's a absolute lunatic who I would not know if it wasn't for Hooks at Hoodlums. So yeah, this is all like, I got to put it back into perspective. Like I was saying before about the bonus, like this is, who cares? This is not real life. Like you said, you nailed it. This is a part of life because we've made it that way, but this isn't a necessity. Like we're just fishing. Like, let's not get it crazy. Yeah,
exactly. This is my personal endeavor. You can enjoy it or not. I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's so much fun. If you don't have fun, why would you ever do this?
I don't pick hobbies because I hate them. Like I'm like, what I really want to do? Watchmaking. Like with little tweezers and I'm blind, dude. Like I could never do that, so it's like, let me go do. I have a hard enough time tying fishing knots. In fact, to that point, when you put out content and you're like, this is going to be awesome, I love this, I got all my heart in this, I love it, and then like this is what really set the tone for me for social media is like, I put something out that I put effort and time and like thought and value into, and it goes nowhere. And then I make a stupid video about my buddy licking my knots because I'm like, lick my knot or whatever. And it goes like 10,000 views in 2 hours. You're like,
yes. Yeah.
There's really not, there's no context here that is fulfilling me. Like, what fulfills me? My daughter last night was like, Daddy, we were watching, I don't know, but the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Like I'm trying to introduce her to not brain rot.
Yeah.
So, because like, dude, I'm sorry, but Super Kitties drives me absolutely nuts. So we'll watch old Hanna-Barbera cartoons to introduce her to like some context and like key values, not just like whatever. And she was like sitting there and she's like, Daddy, and just like kind of snuggled in like this. And I was just like, that gave me more fulfillment in the day. And I was a dick to her yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the best dad. Like I was an asshole.
Oh yeah, it's what we do. We're flawed humans. They got to see that too, though.
Yeah, but she didn't hold it. It wasn't even a thought in her head. She just snuggled up, and we were just watching this old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And I'm like, dude, that gave me the value for the day. Like that really just cleansed my heart of everything for the whole day. Didn't have to do with the podcast in the morning. Didn't have to do with the likes, the views, or the videos, or anything like none of that. That's not my real life. It's an endeavor, but it holds no value to me, if that makes sense.
100%. It's like you could get gratification from all this because, like, say you were like YouTube, you work hard on a YouTube video, especially a guy like me. Like I do YouTube videos for Hookset, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So if I make something out and like people are like, dude, that was sick or whatever, that was cool, I don't care. I mean, that's cool. You get gratifying from it. But if you're seeking your life's gratification from the internet or social media in general, it's like, man, you're probably not having enough real interactions in life, or, and I don't mean that as a diss, but like, you should probably seek gratitude somewhere else or seek that feeling somewhere else because this is not enough and this is not real. We always pride ourselves. Hookset's whole thing is like, if I go fishing with you, you're on internet and you're like, this is my life, and I go fishing with you and you don't touch fish and like this was all an act, like dude, in skater world, if you're a poser, dude, I couldn't be more disgusted because what is the point of this? We're just trying to like take that thing that really drives you, like with fishing, and like make it a thing that we could still do, in the basement too, also with your boys, like when your family's sleeping or like when they all go to work, just to carry on that love for what we do and joke around and have fun. But it can't be your only source of gratification. That'd be a little, I feel like you're gonna be let down tremendously if that's the case,
Yeah, 100%. Now, genuinely, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes. Like it's not a you guys are nothing to me. Like I really appreciate people that actually tune in or people that like hit me up. Like I've built some wonderful relationships with people through the internet, as weird as that sounds,
Same.
And they're genuine, authentic relationships where we call each other. It's cool. Like I got boys now that I didn't have before. We are like-minded individuals. We're all obsessed with fishing. That's how it all started. But at the end of the day, like the like count doesn't matter. The comments don't matter. What matters is those kids inside that house and that woman over there. And that's really about it. You know, like
That's
a relationship with my creator is very important to me personally. And like that's where my loyalty lies at the end of the day. My boys are my family that I chose. That's it.
100%. 100%.
So,
Yeah. I always tell a story like years ago. There's a guy, Jeff Holloway. He's a fly fisherman, Big Nasty, who used to be his screen name. And I didn't know him personally, but I knew people that knew him. And he's a Filipino dude with a cowboy hat, and he's a bad man. He's the best, dude, the best. But he's like, I was talking about fly fishing again. We had mutual friends in real life, but it's an internet guy. And he's like, dude, meet me out, whatever. And so we go fishing together. It was the first time we would go to this. We're on this river, and we are in the woods, like dirt road, middle of nowhere, no cell phone signal. And my wife's trying to get a hold of me all day. And she's like, where were you? I'm like, I was fishing out in whatever. And she's like, who were you with? I was like, Big Nasty. Like, you know, and she's a real adult, so she doesn't understand that I just met a man named Big Nasty on the internet and went to the middle of nowhere with him with no cell phone signal. But that's what this life has become here. Yeah, with Big Nasty, you know, the Filipino cowboy, and we had a good day. So leave me alone.
That's so good.
But that's what this is. And if you're not doing this, if you're not living like this, or bringing your world of like fishing into the next step, which I do, you know, the internet is a big part of it. Then you're also missing out, because like I said, I met some of my best friends in this world right now at the age of about to be 40. I met through the internet, through Hookset. Like I said, to my wife, she's seen it because she's seen Hoodlum Fest. She's been to them, and she sees all these people, like people that fly in and stuff like that are friends and family that I met on the internet. She's like, I can't believe this is real, that this thing that you guys did. But she understands it to a degree, but it's still weird to her that I'm like, hey, I'm driving to, you know, Maryland to go stay at Cody's house, and she's like, your internet friend. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, my internet friend. Yeah.
Dude, I love I hear similar.
Yeah,
you're gonna go hang out with some guy you met on the internet.
yeah.
She's all grinder. I'm like, no, fishing.
Yeah.
So, dude, one more thing. When I was talking about missed opportunity, I don't know why you guys don't call him OG Joe instead of OGO. Like, I think that would be so much better.
OGO is Old Glory Outdoors.
Yeah, but he started it, so he's OG Joe.
Okay, OG Joe. I don't even like Joe.
Oh, okay.
So, I can't stand him.
He can't stand me. I call him all the, like I said, my internet buddies. It's just people that leave voicemails regularly, you know.
When I was talking to him, because I the first time I had heard about you was the memes from Bass and Brews. Right. So, and I was like, these are hilarious. I'm like, well, that, by the way, that's also, I told Alex, that's a sign before I had ever spoke to you. I said, that's a sign that you're doing well. You got somebody that's creating around your show. It's so funny. And Alex and Paul refuse to admit that they have a real show, but that is a great, hilarious show.
Yes.
It's unlike anything else out there. It's its own original thing. Bass and Brews, as much as I hate to say it, is so funny and it's so good, and they refuse to acknowledge that it's a real show. But I was talking about you with Joe, and he's like, wait, Dave Erkey? He's like, yeah, that's my boy, bro. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm bringing him up. Like, I didn't know if you guys were, but yeah, it's like, it's so funny. Like, this circle has all found each other and stuff like that. But through the internet. So there's a lot of pros to it.
Dude, I love Joe. Like, me and Joe just did this at the Columbus Expo. He's the best. Yeah, he is so dope. Like, we were supposed to help Dark Horse, so we went over. We had to organize. I don't know if you've ever organized terminal tackle at your house.
Sure.
So imagine doing it for a tackle company. And me and Joe had to sit there and organize hooks, like every style and size and everything. And so we took somebody else's booth, poor Andrew, and we just laid out all these hooks, and we just started getting to know each other. Like, it was just like, and dude, we just clicked, dude. Joe's the best. And Alex and Paul. Okay. It's weird for them because they have this show, and there's some 40-year-old guy who's rocking a baby making pictures about whatever they were talking about. Like, that's weird, but at the same time, we've become good. We've become cool, and it's really nice. Now, Alex and Paul, they are the anti-hero of fishing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
are the anti-heroes
Yeah.
of fishing podcasts. Like I love their stuff. It feeds my soul in a way, if that makes
I
sense.
agree. It's
Like
it's very good.
yes. Like everybody has what they're talking about in them, and so when you get to listen to a Bass and Brews show, I don't care what walk of life you are. If you are into fishing and you sit down and you listen to a show of Bass and Brews, you cannot get through an episode without laughing.
I agree.
You cannot get to an episode without relating, and you cannot get through an episode without learning something new. Like I think that they do the best. They're the best at their craft. They are the anti-hero fishing podcast.
There's so many things. Any episode, by the way, of Bass and Brews, and I hate giving them so much credit, but any episode, they have Paul will say things, and Paul's a bulldozer. So Alex will just keep going, and he stays like, well, he tries to stay on task. And there are so many background comments that Paul or Alex will make that people that they don't even hear from each other, that you only hear when you're listening to. I'll text them and be like, dude, this line I was crying. And they're like, which one of us said that? They don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insanity. Yeah. Such a good show, dude. Such a good show.
Yeah, dude, they're the best. So I have them on schedule, so hopefully they actually show up, because Alex likes to not show up,
Yeah.
I he doesn't even show up for his own show,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of the guys, by the way, that two of the only ones that have been from the OG Hookset days from the very beginning, who I still haven't even met in real life. And some of our guys have met like Paul in person, or like passing through, or if they're doing a tournament in North Carolina. But like Alex is not that far away, maybe 4 or 5 hours. He's even closer to Cody. This guy is such a psycho. I think Paul overstates it. I have a feeling maybe Alex is like 3 feet tall and refuses to actually be seen in public.
He's just the crabby hermit, like that's all.
He's the best, dude. He's so funny. His voice, everything is so good about that show, dude.
The kids say aura, like he's got that aura,
Yeah, he's got aura. Yeah. Paul is sus. That's what the kids say.
Yes. Oh, dude. Man, thank you for coming. Thank you for having this conversation. I appreciate you, dude. Like,
dude.
It's hard to have this kind of conversation with people sometimes. So I genuinely appreciate it. But
well, yeah. I like what you said, like when we first talked about it, I said, well, let's just talk there, because like I know your whole vibe of your show is like just real conversation. So I like it, no pre-planning, no nothing. We're just here shooting the shit. Yeah.
And I like how you're like, yeah, well, I don't think we'll even go an hour. I don't got that many stories. And yet we're sitting here in an hour and 30 minutes. We haven't even hit the question round yet, dude. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, but we are now going to hit the question round.
Let's do it.
Because I know you got life to get to, and I got kids waking up here pretty quick. So, but no rush by any means. I still got some time. So
got it.
Who's your favorite angler and why?
Oh, man. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm gonna go. Dude, I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know how to answer. I don't have a favorite angler. I like to see guys like that just do their own thing, stick to their own method. Like I always joke around at a smaller level, like just about Andrew. Like that guy will not change his ways no matter what. You could put him in a desert and he's gonna catch fish on a ribbon tail purple 5-inch or 7-inch worm. And it's just fascinating to me. This guy will not adapt to anything or change anything up. He's just these guys that just live this life. But as far as pro anglers, I don't know. I wouldn't even begin to venture and to say, I'm a fan of watching the sport, obviously Bassmaster, stuff like that, the classics and stuff like that. But I don't have a favorite.
I never said pro angler. It's just angler.
Oh, then I'm gonna go with who's one of the best anglers in the country, which translating, maybe makes them one of the best in the world that's slept on still to this day.
Let's hear it.
Ryan Nye. Ryan Nye is a kayak angler. He's in Connecticut. And no matter what tournament this guy is in, he is, typically a top 10 finisher. He's a monster. He could fish in deep water, shallow water, anything. He does get his due now, I think, because he's been in the 10s and all that stuff, and he gets a lot of attention. But I will always shout him out when I can, because he's just a down-to-earth regular dude, and he doesn't get half of the attention that he deserves, because he is an excellent tournament angler, a name that people should know if they're into actually following tournaments. Ryan Nye, kayak angler, he's the man. He's a great angler for sure.
Hell yeah, I love it. All right, so on the opposite, who's your favorite fishing personality?
Oh, well,
don't say David Goggins. I'm just kidding.
yeah. A fishing personality. I'm going small level again. I'm not going with these big creators. Like, so
do it.
I think we should have a camera following Cody Lockwood around 24/7. Yeah. I don't think there is a more interesting human alive than Cody,
bro.
Yeah, we do our best to like highlight him.
Yeah,
and that's why he's always got a link sent to him every single time we do a Hoodlum cast, and he could steal the show. He'll apologize later and be like, "Hey, sorry I talked so much." I'm like, dude, you did not talk enough. We could listen to you for hours. He's by the way, very, very intelligent person too. So he's an interesting specimen, and I'm so glad that we even have the opportunity to show the world Lockwood fishing, Cody Lockwood.
Bro, I feel okay. So Einstein never wore socks. He was, and in that era, that's like bringing a dildo to the fucking stage. You know what I'm saying? That era, that's wild. So I feel like he's like almost like a mini Einstein, like the way he talks about underwater drones. I'm using finger quotes for the people who are in podcast land, or whatever. Like his ideas and the way how he words things and how he looks at things and his life experience stories, like. That dude is like he's like a savant, He
is a savant, and he has he's so well versed in all topics. We're on the phone at 2 a.m. talking about ancient civilizations, and we're talking about like he's a very I don't want to speak for him being religious, but he's very educated in religion, and he is. Oh yeah, dude.
In historical spirituality, like that man has got a PhD damn near. Like I've listened to him. Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, he's just such an interesting guy. He's a great person. I met his old man last week, and we had a long conversation and stuff like that in person. I was down there, and he's like I feel like that had to be a wild ride being Cody's parents, because he's got stories for forever of, fighting cops and doing this and living this and being reckless. And I think it's a miracle. I think they do think like what a miracle it is for this, some structure now. And he's just such he's such an interesting guy. He's such an interesting character, and he's got a good heart. He's a great guy. And I think if he had a camera crew around him 24/7, he's a find. Like, Barstool, I'm referenced Barstool already, so pathetic. But, Barstool like finds these characters, or like, I don't want to say Howard Stern finds these characters, but you know what I mean? Like they find these guys that are like, oh, these guys are money, easy money characters that the world will fall in love with. He's one of those guys. If the bigger the spotlight, the better it is for him, because he is he's so interesting. He's a great person, and he's highly intelligent, and he can hold the conversation with a wall. I've seen it actually. Yeah. And ironically enough, with Einstein, you made 2 references. Cody doesn't wear socks or shoes, and also does usually carry a dildo around. So
I love it.
Pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, and when you guys spoke of Cody Lockwood, there's a professional skater, Cody Lockwood. I assumed that was that guy, because there's a lot of pro skaters in fishing now.
Yeah.
And
It's not even Cody's name, by the way. But anyway, good.
Well, either way, I was like, oh, that's crazy. They're talking about Cody Lockwood. It's so nuts. And then I seen him and I was like, that's not Cody Lockwood like at all.
He let himself go.
Yeah, dude. he aged quickly.
He's
No,
a
yeah,
caveman.
Yeah, no, he's that's a great call out. That he is
Yeah.
he's awesome for personality in
is.
fishing. Like
He is.
yes. So all right, dude. Here's a difficult one that tricks people. Spend a day with anyone. Who and what are you doing?
Oh man. Anyone.
Yeah.
Dead or alive.
Doesn't matter.
All right. I don't know if I should get deep on it. All right. Yeah. So, I talked about my grandparents. My grandmother, I was able prior to her passing, I was able to give her like her flowers. Like she saw Hookset, she saw the videos, she saw the Hoodlum Fest stuff going on, and I think it was really cool for her. They used to videotape her. Like if she's on YouTube, she can't figure out the TV. She's like, this goddamn kid's on every single channel. It's just all YouTube videos. She's on the Hookset channel. Yeah. But it was just funny for her to see and experience. And I would tell her like, hey man, this is you. You did this to me. Like you got me into this world of fishing. So I won't say my grandmother because she did get to see and experience everything that came along with Hookset. But my grandfather, I remember telling him as a kid, I would, and I said he was a retired cop and all this stuff and an Air Force veteran and stuff like that. I remember telling him like, oh, I want to be a bass fisherman. And him telling me like, do you know how much money it costs to become one of these guys? The boats, the tournament fees, the traveling. He's like, it's, he didn't just discourage me from it, but like, just like, it's impossible. Like, it's not impossible. It's not realistic, and this is prior to content creation or YouTube. Obviously he passed way before any of that stuff blew up. So I would love for him to be able to see how we took such a shortcut and became involved in this fishing industry and tournament fishing. And I would love to spend a day with him, fish with him and get to show, this whole life that I'm immersed in because of like, their influence on me and the internet and all that mixed in together. And like, also on my personal life, I think, it'd be cool for him to see my kids and stuff like that. But fishing wise, I think, actually both ways. Yeah. All around it would be my grandfather. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, man. What's your biggest fear?
Oh, well, I'm just I don't know. I just want my kids to, live long, strong, happy, healthy lives. So I have a lot of fears. None of them have anything to do with me. Like I said, I'm in the bonus rounds. I don't care. I want to be around for my kids forever. Like sometimes I think about, like you see these things on like TikTok or Instagram, like you only get, 16 summers really, or whatever with your kids and stuff like that. And that stuff will really depress you if you think about it. So I just try to make the most of my time there. And I've had, as I'm sure everybody has, you've had people that you love and you hold dear and they get sick and things happen and they pass. And like, there's people that I wish were around to have met my kids and stuff like that. And they could have met them and vice versa, whatever. But so my biggest fear is probably just all centered around, anything bad with the kids, like I just want them to have it all and live a long, strong life. I want to be there to see it. But as far as personal fears is like nothing involved in me, well, I don't care. I already lived,
Dude, I love it.
Now I just live for my kids and my wife,
Thank you for saying that. I love that. I was actually talking to my buddy. He has no kids, no wife. He's living the dream, skateboarding, having it.
Yeah.
Doing his thing. And I'm like, look, dude. And he's like, why aren't you out here more doing this? And I'm like, look, man, I had my shot. I got my shot. My folks worked their ass off to give me my shot. It's
Mhm.
my turn to work my ass off to give them their shot.
That's right.
I love that,
Yep.
dude. That's so cool. All right.
There's a good quote. There's a good quote, and I'm not going to do it justice because I don't remember it, but it's something about it's like the biggest, and maybe you know it. It's like the biggest, I don't know, something about like those who have kids get to experience a love that no one else will understand, and the biggest gift is those that don't have kids will never know exactly what they're missing, or something like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's how I feel. Like I have buddies without kids and stuff like that, and again, they're doing their own thing, but we're very blessed, to be able to,
Yeah,
experience the love of your kids and your family.
dude. And yeah, I had a son, and then whatever, that relationship didn't work out, and then now I'm married again, and I have a daughter and another son. I mean, my relationship with my son, we still have a relationship, but like,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyways, and the truest thing was told to me by an old timer that is in my area, and he's all, look, your kids are never going to love you as much as you love them, but the love that you have for them is a love that nobody else gets. And I was like, yo, like that's the truest thing. Like, I've never felt the way I feel about my kids about anyone, even myself. Like, I'm a selfish person, so I love myself a lot, so it's like, dude, it's the most purest form, and it's uncontrollable, and I'm very logical, and there's no logic in the feelings that I have for my kids at all.
No, I couldn't agree more.
All right, so we all have defects of character. There's always something that's not good about us. Is there a defect of character that you have that you could possibly turn into a character defect that you could possibly turn into a character asset?
Well, one of the biggest things that I let's go back to, but one of the biggest things that I notice is my apprehension towards certain things, and I don't know if that goes back to like any type of like a PTSD type of thing or anything like that, but like anxiousness or anxiety, I try not to ever let it dictate my actions or what I'm going to do or stop me from doing something. But I think I don't know, man. It's so hard to explain if you don't experience it, which I'm sure, probably it's a vast majority, I'm sure, that does experience some type of anxiety and stuff like that. But I have a social anxiety. I have a strong apprehension to like do certain things and things that are normal human things, like getting to, going places and meeting people and doing this. But then I don't know how to turn it into an asset, but I do know that I'm well aware of when it's occurring. So I try not to let it dictate anything. Like, even like I said, the first time I talked to Bobby, like I just minimized my camera. I'm like, oh my God, I can't talk to him face to face. Or like, going to meet these, like when Hookset became a thing, like I'm in social circles and I'm going to meet people for the first time. And like, that's something that I never used to think I would do because it's just out of my comfort zone. And we build these lives of comfort and security. So what I do is I'm well aware of anxiousness, and I'm well aware of my apprehension to do certain things, but I am constantly working on not letting it dictate what I do and who I am and prevent me from doing these things. Because when you accept these opportunities or you just dive head first into it, I feel like so many good things have come from it. And it's when you put it into perspective, it's easier to see than feel it,
Dude, I can relate 100%. Yes, I can relate to that 100%. I work on similar, but what I work on is because I'm aware of it. And the fact that you said that you're very aware of it, that's like the key. Because what ends up happening, at least for me, is when I get into public settings or setting where I'm uncomfortable, I almost disassociate from it and either become the character or just completely recede from the situation. I've learned to put myself what's called, you're present. You are aware of the anxiety going on. So therefore you're in the moment, to stay in the moment and to know I'm in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this moment. I'm here with this person. Eye contact. Let's, conversate. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm super uncomfortable. There's a lot of people around. So I'm just going to talk to you right now. and just verbalize that with them, and then it's like easy peasy. People think I'm weird. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, it's like learning. You can actually take that anxiety and be like, I know how to be present today because I'm anxious, like, and I'm aware of it, which is awesome.
Definitely.
Like, sorry.
A flaw in that is, and I don't know if you've had to experience this, but like my anxiousness or anxiety or anything like that, when you see it in your kids, and my youngest is like, she's 8, so she's I, I see it in her and I just feel guilty. You know what I mean? Because where it comes from. Because I can look at her and know what she's thinking, and I know what she's feeling, and the benefit of being a parent that experiences that is I tell my wife, like, this was me. Like I said, I hated school. I couldn't wait to be out of school. If somebody were to ever be able to tell me when I was a kid, like, you can command a room, you could read people, you could communicate with anybody. This is like, you got to get through this part. There is no danger. You're going to be my kid. She will be able to run a room, converse with anybody, communicate effectively. And as you know, that's not very common these days.
No.
So like, I have no question or concern about her success in life, but I know that school and all this shit is going to be, it's going to be an uphill battle constantly. So it's just like, you got to recognize it, and you can't dwell into it, and you got to work on it. And so while I work on myself, it's also because like you need to set the standard, So yeah, I'm with you on that 100%.
Dude, I love that. And I love the fact you can read that. Like, it takes a person who is anxious to be able to know a deep feeler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure. Yeah.
They feel so deeply that they're so they're internal people. Anxious people are usually internal people. We're very self-aware, right? So when you see that in somebody else, you can literally walk up to them because you've already lived that point and be like, yo,
right,
you're going to be all right. It seems like you're feeling this right now, because you're both internal people and I see this in you. It'll be all right. But you can't convey that to an 8-year-old. You can't even convey that to a 15-year-old. They have to go through 100%. It. I'm here for you.
Yep.
I see you.
100%.
But because you're a deep feeler, you're going to be able to read other people's emotions that they can't even read. So by all means, you will control this world one day.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever been broke because of fishing? Like, tacos or Senkos, I got $5. What am I doing?
Dude, we grew growing up as we were very poor. So everything was broke. I was always broke for everything. But I mean, like, back to the skating days, I remember being like, you're with your big group of guys and you're skateboarding and you're like, your buddy's letting you bum $5, you can grab Taco Bell or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think fishing, is a old school style. So like, dude, I when I was a kid, when it rained, we'd go out and I'd get night crawlers in the grass at night under a mag light all night long. So I didn't start this whole I need a bladed jig until I had money. I was a night crawler or bait fisherman my whole life until I became a working man. And then and now I'm broke because of it. Yeah.
I relate to it now as like, I just went on AVF. Oops.
Yeah.
Overtime next week, whatever,
Well, that's even that's like as much as I fish and as much as I buy stuff, like, man, listen, I could go to Walmart and catch the same amount of fish, but we're all consumers, right? So, oh man, I'm buying the newest stuff. I am. In those G cracks that he sells at AVF. I'm like, I've seen those. I've never was motivated to buy those. And then he started selling them. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy a couple packs of those. Like,
these flux gills out. Or whatever. What are they? The bellows gill?
Yeah. And like, any of those stuff. And like, I used to, when I was tournament fishing, I had a guy, flirt skirt fishing. He doesn't make jigs anymore, but, and he was, my first, I had a couple like discounts for some companies for tournament fishing and I did well. Plus I had the video aspect of it. So I think companies were more apt to get down with me a little bit from there. But Flirt Skirt was like a real sponsor. Like he gave me like so much stuff for free, and I would still spend money, but like he would send me so much stuff, and I'm like, this guy was the man, and I loved his jigs and stuff like that. And I'm like, I look at the money I would have spent fishing on those, like yeah. And now I'm just I'm a particular type of style of angler, you know. So like I buy what I buy, and I don't veer from it too much. But yeah.
My problem is I'll go on the Dark Horse website or whatever, and because it's all small American businesses and stuff,
Yeah.
there's stuff in there that you can't get anywhere else, or like a specific paint job that I'm like, oh, I got to get that. I got to get that. I got to get that. And the next thing you know, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, Dark Horse is definitely a much higher on the totem pole for me, or for most people, I think, than like, I don't want to say other companies, but because they focus on smaller businesses and, you know, American made stuff like that, like how do you not support Dark Horse doing what they do? You know, they support everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But I go for one thing and my cart is full.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens that way. So yeah, that's kind of my broke because of fishing these days.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your biggest struggle in life, dude?
I don't know.
I mean, I know you're in the bonus round, which I love the term. I love that mentality. But
I don't know, man.
Struggle's real though.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have I don't struggle. Like I said, you know, I'm very very grateful for everything. You know, I try to be, I mean, I get discouraged every day. I'm a pissed off guy all the time. I try to put it into perspective, and I try to control it, and I try not to let it you know, affect me, like, you know, my bad moods like everybody. But you know, I'm also well aware, you know, I'm like I hate that I have to keep and go back to the military thing, but like as a veteran, yeah, dude, I mean, I'm here, you know, I'm grateful I'm here. I made it out, and like I said, the bonus round is a real thing. Like I don't struggle, you know. I struggle. I do struggle every day like everybody, but I'm in no position to complain. So
yeah, mine's balance, like work, fun, family balance, like trying to figure it all out. It's like, because I give 100 into everything. I give 100 into everything.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like battery, you know.
I love that. And in the moment, it's like you know, if I work at midnight and I get out at 7 a.m. and I gotta be up at 10:30 for my kids' basketball game, or I'm coaching a game or whatever. It's like I'm struggling now in this day, in this time, but you don't remember you were tired when you look back at the pictures, the videos. And like I have buddies that you know, like you work and you know, you're a 20-year-old guy on a job site, and you're working with 45 and 50-year-olds, and you think that those guys are like old, and then before you know it, you're their age. But I remember, and I still see it now with younger kids, and with my younger kids, I have these guys say like, dude, wait till you fucking come home and those rooms are empty and your kids aren't living there anymore. And it kills me, dude, to think about that. So like I embrace the hectic days. Andrew from Hooks at Reelin' in Life, he's the same way. Like he's got 192 kids in his house. he's like every single day is something. It's baseball, it's this, it's that, and it's like, but one thing that him and I do when we like hype each other up is like, you can never complain. Like this is the good stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, I have a hard time you know, feeling sorry for myself, that's for sure.
No, I love it. I mean, I was talking to Jeff Burlingame last week, and he was saying, dude, it's not we get to, you know. And I'm like, oh,
hell
that's
yeah.
awesome. Like,
yeah, I love
super
that.
Cool. Yeah,
I love that. What they say, pressure is a privilege, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Pressure.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna steal that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna steal the got to thing. So.
Yeah, there you go. We can take it from Jeff. But all right, so everybody's has pride, dude, and there is a healthy sense of pride, right? So what's something you can beat your chest on and be proud of, like your major life accomplishment or your life hammer, you know, like I did this, like I made this happen?
Oh, well, I'm gonna skip the easy one about kids and stuff like that, because you know, and your basic necessities of a you know, life with being a father and stuff like that, because you know, I'll skip that because that's too easy. But I will say, all right, so something to beat my chest about.
Yeah.
Something to feel proud about. I will say hooks at hoodlums. I think it's something we created by turning like a hobby or a passion into, and I hate even saying a business because no one's making money off of hooks at hoodlums, but like
A
this
brand.
lifestyle that
Yeah.
this brand that culminates like all these different individuals and brings us all together, and it's something we get to experience together, and we party together, we fish together, and we have this this awesome connection to the, you know, to like-minded people. Like I'm sitting here talking to you. It's unbelievable. If that wasn't, I wouldn't be on social media if it wasn't for Hooks and Hoodlums. But I'm so glad that I am, because of everything that it's brought to all of us, to our lives, like these connections and friendships. And you know, it's like you know, again, it's, if you don't have this whole thing driving you in, like, say, fishing, like I said, fishing since I was a little kid, I might still be out fishing once a week or a couple times a month or something like that. But when you have all these people push you and talking shit, and I got this, like, we do this, Hookset does it, the three owners do this, Andrew, Ken, and I, we have a championship belt.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah. So this is like, dude, it's whoever's got the heaviest fish at the current time gets the belt. And if you're thinking like, I could go down here and catch 100 dinks today, but I'm telling you right now, Andrew, who can't lose at anything.
Captain
The fact that I have this belt, I bet he's out on a new body of water right now looking for some giant, like, you know, we push each other to this passion of fishing and lifestyle and stuff like that. And it's cool to you know, as much as a family man as I am, it's cool to have those relationship and connections. And we also talked about, you mentioned being withdrawn a little bit. I think this gets you out of your shell too. This whole thing that we do, you know, the whole Angler podcast, this whole, you know, the whole social media thing. I would never in a million years have thought I'm going to go on the internet and, you know, get, you know, buzzed and have a couple of drinks and put something out for the world to see. Not that the world sees it, but you know what I mean? Like, when we do these hoodlum casts, like, that's so out of my comfort zone. But as soon as we start rolling, it's like, I'm so thankful for it, you know? So yeah, Hooks and Hoodlums by far is one of the coolest things that I've been a part of ever in my life. Like, we created this thing, and it's welcoming to everybody, to anybody, and it's a cool clique to be a part of that anybody could be a part of. So yeah, by far that would be it.
I love that you guys share that you're sharing your authentic self. Like, I love that. I think that that's like the best thing for not just the internet, but people in general. Cause I feel like the authenticity is gone these days.
Yeah, I
fitting
agree.
into-
Internet's horrible. Internet is a disgusting, dirty place, and it's horrible. And the outdoors are the exact opposite. So if you could bring that to the internet and be authentic and be who you are, then like mission accomplished. If you're not doing it, why are you even on here?
Oh, dude, I love it. Hell yeah. We could just
Yeah.
stop right now. The show could close. You just nailed it.
Yeah.
Dude. All right. So have you ever learned a lesson on the water that you've implemented in your life, or vice versa?
Oh man. Well, we'll go back to like stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily on the water, but this whole venture here, you know, I remember the first time Drew and I went up to meet Bobby and these guys, the Lunker lads, like a couple of these groups that were out here at the time, and the guy, people come and go and stuff like that. But like, that was huge for me to step out of my comfort zone and go meet strangers and go fishing and like take this thing that I do by myself all the time and start fishing with a group. And I remember Sean the fisherman is a guy who used to co-host with Bobby, and I'm like, and like, he's a wealth of knowledge, and like, I think like, oh, I fish, this is what I do. But you start going around these guys and you become better people for it. You know, you end up having real conversations and learning life lessons on the water. So I just think the whole thing of a lesson I learned on the water is just stepping out of your comfort zone and meet new people. And, you know, it's all part of the ride, I think, you know.
I love it. So, I wanted to make a comment of, just walk in the woods with some guy named Big
Nasty. Yeah. Dude, I also, not knowing him that well, maybe had fished with him 5 or 6 times. Nah, I don't know. We did a fly fishing series. He taught me how to fly fish.
Yeah.
So we did a fly fishing series, and then we went to Pulaski, Salmon River in New York, which is the Steelhead Run. We went for the Steelhead Run, and we stayed in this little crack motel, bro. We were eating Chinese food, and I'm drinking like, I don't know, it was like 32-ounce White Claw. I don't know what I was drinking, but and then like I have him, and Big Nasty's a serious guy. As much as he jokes around, he's he's like certain. He's not going to make the same type of jokes, right? So like I have him on a hoodlum cast, and I'm like, true or false? Or no, we used to do the show Fishing for Answers, where we do like 10 questions, like random questions. So it was like, I said, did we or did we not lay in bed together eating Chinese food in a crack hotel? And he's like, we did not. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what? And he's like, yeah, we did. Yeah. So me and Big Nasty have been through it, brother.
I love it.
Yeah. It's a dude, you find yourself, last week I'm in Maryland and I slept in a queen size bed with Andrew, and he was wrapped up in a gingerbread blanket, and I'm taking ZzzQuil watching the Walking Dead next to him. Hey, this journey will bring you to some weird places.
Dude, I love it. All right. All right. So what's the biggest mental or emotional block for you? Like something that just shuts you down.
Anything, not fishing wise, anything, right?
Yeah, anything.
Something that shuts me down. You mean like just like an area like I won't go to, like a
right? Yeah, like a writer's block, but for your mindset or your emotions. Like your
well, I you probably don't want to get into this too much, but like politics and like the current situation, everything going on in the world. Like I just see, like I said, I was in Iraq, like I did a year in Iraq, and while I have no like regrets of my life because it brought me to where I am today. But like you could also like sit back and really, as a veteran, be going, what the fuck was that about? Like, you know what I mean? So, and I see it kind of happening again, and people, in my opinion, is constantly evolving and changing. But like, I hate even the concept of like, politics and warmongering and all that stuff. And it kills me because I know the real effects of it. And, if you live to tell about it, there's things you got to deal with forever. And and then there's people that don't make it home, and you got to sometimes be like, try not to think about, the for what or who made money off of this, so I hate it. I hate it because I'm not as informed as I like to be. And when I am, it's constantly changing, but yeah, man, politics and war and all that stuff. It, as a veteran, as a person who's lived through it and was recruited, and again, I have no regrets about the military, my military service. I love it. I'm proud of everything I did. It made me who I am today. But man, I'm so torn on all of it. It shuts me down. It does.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no judgment here. Like by all.
Yeah,
means,
yeah.
like,
It's such a complex topic, and
the age of information is so facilitated. It's like,
yeah,
it drives me nuts. Like the raw truth is like the raw truths are so hard to dig out of the weeds because we're pumped. Because
I don't know what's real at all anymore.
Yeah, you're just given
at all
freely. Yeah.
Tim Dillon, the comic Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
He's so funny, but he did well, he talks about it sometimes, but he's like, he was selling houses in Long Island and watching Bill O'Reilly and doing coke, and he's like, we need to be in Iraq, and he's like selling the Iraq war as like a 20-year-old kid. And I'm like, I remember being a high school kid watching the O'Reilly Factor, like, and it's like all propaganda. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like it's sick, dude, and you don't realize it. And then, like you said, you're in an information age now where it's hard to tell what's real and what's not, and what's propaganda and what's not, but it's much easier to see than it used to be. That's for sure. Yeah. So you should be questioning everything. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with joining the military. It's an amazing thing, and discipline is needed, and we need a military and all that, but man, be informed. That's all I could say.
Yeah, no, I love it. Solid.
Yeah.
All right. So where does fishing fit into all this now? And it's more like just fishing for you, just going out and casting a line, no cameras, no nothing, because a lot of people that I talk to, either always on camera, they do it for a job or whatever. So for you, like, is there a time where you're just like, I am going fishing, turning off the phones and the cameras, just doing
Oh
my
yeah. Oh yeah, everything. Because when I stepped away from hookset for a couple of years, that's always the joke. Even on Hoodlumcast, these guys are like, oh, you were golfing or you were running and blah, blah, blah. Like, bitch, I was still fishing.
yeah.
This was the thing. It was like I didn't want fishing to be like, oh, I gotta fish here because I'm filming and I already did a video here. Like, fuck, who cares about that? So I love it because it's fun, the filming stuff, and I think the YouTube stuff is so much fun. But yeah, I could care less about all that most of the time. Like, I mean, I'll snap a picture, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I'll whether if the internet went away tomorrow, not a thing about what I do changes.
Hell yeah, my man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us one thing that nobody knows about you, like a window into who you are.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to admit you like Britney Spears or anything, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do like Britney Spears.
well,
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you this about Britney Spears. I think because of her current state, if I wasn't married, I would probably try to finagle a date with Britney Spears because I feel like
she might type too.
yeah. It's perfect. Something. Oh man. Well, something that nobody. What was it? Something that nobody knows.
Yeah, one thing that just nobody knows about you. I mean, you're married, so there's somebody that knows everything, but like,
Yeah.
one thing that's not necessarily public knowledge about yourself.
Jeez. Oh, I'm really stumped, but I'm trying to like go through it here.
Well, I mean, you said you would finagle a date with Britney Spears, so that tells me a lot. Like we kindred spirits already. Like I like that kind of girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, go nuts, baby. I love you.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. Something that nobody knows about me, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Of something.
Just an open book. Yeah, everybody.
I
knows
mean, I don't
everything.
even know. I'm really. I feel like I'm not, but yeah. I mean, I don't really. That's another part of like this whole thing. It's like I don't know how to be, anything else. So like I'm honest to a fault. Obviously, there's some things I can't say just because in regular life. I don't mean here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain things that you just can't say, like, or admit to, but
yeah, for sure.
But
that's your limitations. Dude. I get it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think like I just put it all out there, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I am a pretty open book. I'm just because I can't really think of something that's like, held in secret or something like that. I wish I could. I'm sure there's a million things. I just can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull something specifically from the show. Like, you are a very well-worded guy. You talk very well. You're very open with everybody about everything, and like that would not occur to someone that you might have anxiety or be anxious around groups of people. So that's like something that would not be probably common knowledge for most people. Seeing you in public would not think that you're like sitting there inside, like, oh my god, am I saying this, or oh my god, dude, there's a lot of people here talking. So,
yeah,
dude,
thank you. Yeah, I do feel that. I feel like, I don't know if this isn't really the answer to the question, but like sometimes I almost feel like, and again, and I'm a huge proponent in like in authenticity and like being who you are and being normal and being yourself. And that way, however you're perceived is how you need to, how you deserve to be perceived by that person. But I will say, even like as much as I'm online or on these shows or Hoodlumcast or filming, I do always, a part of me feels like, all right, put the face on, put the mask on, like, like kind of like putting on a show, even though it's 100% who I am. It's just, I think because it's out of your comfort zone, it does feel almost like an act a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I said, if this all went away tomorrow, not a thing changes about it. If anything, I'm probably a little more reckless with my mouth when the cameras aren't on, but
it's same.
yeah. But
same.
I do try to be open and honest, and I think sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I'm not for everybody. I turn a lot of people off too. Like that's a real thing. Like I know I'm not for everybody. I know that, you know.
Hey, dude,
I got
as long
that.
as you're a
Yeah.
flavor someone can savor, it's all that matters,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Whether
That's
good,
good.
bad, or
Yeah.
indifferent, they remember, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I love it. All right, last question. It's a 3-parter. What do you
Okay.
do for your health? It's hydration, diet, and mental clarity.
Oh, well, uh, a hydration. I'm kind. Yeah, I mean, like I drink way more no sugar energy drinks than I should, but I drink a gallon of water a day. I mean, as far as just hydration, although that's not necessarily the best hydration tool, but um, I will go with tie that into my diet. My diet is typically um typically a carnivore diet. I don't do very many, if any, carbs really, except like if I'm doing like from almonds or crap like that, mixed nuts or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's carbs in that. I'll do some fruit. You get carbs and sugar from that, but yeah, pretty natural diet. A lot of steak and chicken and eggs, and because of that, I just put like if salted foods. So my hydration is good with just water with that. Otherwise, obviously water's not going to do too much to go through you.
Yeah.
And what was it? The mental health. What was the last one?
Mental clarity.
Mental clarity. Again, always it's running, and fishing. The things that I do for my day to day, like my passions or my disciplines of fishing and running, are also things that are deeply tied to my mental clarity and mental health. Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah.
dude. All right. Let everybody know where they can get a hold of you, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to hit you up after this. And I say a lot of people, I have like 3 listeners, and one of them.
Yeah, I just say we do this Hoodlum Cast, like risking everything in your life for what you say on a Hoodlum Cast, and I'm like, this is for 12 people.
Yeah.
And for me personally, Wild Bill Fishing, I think on everything. TikTok and Instagram are the same thing. I just cross post them. So Wild Bill Fishing on Instagram, but Hooks at Hoodlums. I don't run the page or anything like that, but Hooks at Hoodlums, hooksahoodlums.com is the only real plug. Yeah, that's it. Wild Bill Fishing and Hooks at Hoodlums. We are on Facebook. We're on everything: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I think Drew and Ken each run different things. Our YouTube channel is active. Our YouTube channel is what I do. I do the Facebook too, but I don't really post much on it. YouTube, Hooks at Hoodlums. We do all our Hoodlum casts on there. We're not supposed to be doing it every week because we didn't want it to be a chore, but typically we do it every week. And now the fishing content is starting to drop. We just have called Crumpton the Movie. It's a little over an hour of our last trip to Maryland, fishing with Cody and Lockwood. So let's talk about Lockwood fishing. Anybody who doesn't know him, go ahead and tune into that. You'll see him. Yeah, Hooks at Hoodlums on everything, man. Hooksahoodlums.com for all of our like apparel and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it, man.
Dude, Bill, thanks for doing this, dude, man. I really appreciate you taking.
Thanks for having me, man. It was awesome. Different, different. I love it. Like get a little deep. I feel like I could get deep too, but I don't usually. So
yeah, no, that's so. I don't know. I'm gonna short this. I hear a lot of podcasts. I've listened to a lot of podcasts. That's how I learned how to fish, was podcasting and YouTube. And so what I would hear these people on podcasts, they would leave little breadcrumbs about their personality or their life, but they would never go into it. And I always wanted to know more. And I wanted to know the anglers. Like, I want to know the people that have given me advice. I want to know the people that are, going through this. Like, not necessarily, I don't want to know I kind of want to know if KVD kicks his dog, but like, you understand, like,
yeah.
Like, I want to know more about who these people are. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, this was a selfish endeavor to figure all that out.
Oh, it's very cool. Yeah, it's interesting. And it's hard to have an original anything anymore. So yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's very cool.
Thanks, dude. All right, I'm gonna throw you in the green room. I'll catch up with you in a second. We're gonna close this joker down. That was Wild Bill Fishing. Thank you, Wild Bill. Dude, he don't know me from Paul, from Jeff, from anybody. I'm just some random guy that he answered, and I really appreciate it. I did kind of troll him on a phone call, telling him asking him something about his car's extended warranty, and he was all pissed off. But point being is, he's a great sport about it, and I genuinely appreciate him coming on. And if you guys didn't pick up anything from this episode, I'm going to tell you one statement: be in the moment, enjoy what you got, gratitude is an attitude. You can live that way. And he definitely explained exactly how to do it. So if you guys did not pick that up, start it over. Other than that, thanks for listening. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, whatever. It's Monday. I hope you guys get into the grind, and just a little bit of positive note for you.
I'm for place. And no one face. And it's not a for a few days. And some banana trees. I got some trees. Come out the door.